This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Monday night, October the 2nd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Shout out to all of you who I just saw 10 minutes ago at the conclusion of Canucks After Dark. Yes, it makes for double duty for me, and for many of you, but I still want to keep this nightly thing going. So props to all of you for being here, especially if you were with Parker and me for an hour just a few minutes ago. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and positive space. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Richmond and Steveston, in the Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now, always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So make sure you let me know in the chat too. If this is your first time ever in a Canuck Clay live stream, you are most welcome here. And thanks to everyone for being here for sure. This is how you can get involved. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos whenever I release them. You can like this video, 30 people in here, only 11 likes. So let's get that up to about 15 or 16 with that patented 50% ratio that I love. That would be awesome. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership like Carol just did. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you, Carol. And the gift of a membership is a $5 donation, and it gives someone free membership for an entire month, franchise membership, which is pretty cool. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as always. So let's firstly acknowledge the legend herself, Carol Bovenlander. And Carol comes through with a gift of a membership, and it goes to Lyndon Bateman. I think this is the second time that Lyndon is a part of the CCC crew. Regardless, welcome, Lyndon. And Carol, thank you for your generosity, getting the donation train out of the station with that membership gift. Gerald, you're wondering, are they randomly given out? Yes. So a couple things. YouTube basically awards them based on whatever algorithm they have going. It has something to do with how many times you're here, if you're active in the chat section, blah, blah, blah. But you also have to make sure that you're enabled for membership gifting. So I don't know what the setting is, but I do know that once in a while in the chat, it will ask you if you want to be able to be eligible to receive membership gifts. So if you don't know how to do that, maybe someone in the chat can explain to everyone how to do that. But I do know that you have to make your email, your account eligible for membership gifting. And Lyndon says it's his first time as a member of the CCC crew, and that is awesome. So once again, congratulations. And we also want to acknowledge a donation from yet another legend in the house. Legendary Lucas Gates with the $5 donation says, "Oh boy, I'm pooped. Worked the Iron Maiden concert. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you're even conscious right now. I'm glad to be here with the CCC crew. Like, sub, become a member, and more." Yeah, how was that concert, Lucas? How are your ears? Can you still hear anything that I'm saying? I'm glad you are here, but God bless you for working that concert and still having the stream of consciousness to come onto this stream. That's very, very cool. I hope it was good, and I hope it's not too crazy. I don't want to make presumptions that it was crazy just because the band is heavy metal, but Not my cup of tea. Let's put it that way, for sure. Oh, good. You said it's not as bad as it seems. Awesome. Okay, so let me talk a bit about the Canucks news of today. I won't repeat much from Saturday night's game, which was a lot of fun. And yesterday I talked about the guys that went, all the roster cuts that took part yesterday. They actually cut 21 guys, leaving only 25. So they basically cut 50% of their roster yesterday. But I guess the biggest news is all the 5 players that the Canucks put on waivers, they all got through. And I want to talk about each of the 5 of them very quickly because they're kind of different varying levels. I just said the same thing. Varying levels of surprise for me. Now, if you'll recall, you have to get through waivers anytime a team wants to send you down to the minors if you're a certain age and or you played X number of games. And an interesting example is Vasily Podkolzin and Niels Höglander were drafted in the same year, but Höglander basically is not waiver eligible anymore, meaning if you want to send him to Abbotsford, you risk losing him to waivers, and I'm willing to bet a lot of money that Höglander would get picked up on waivers. Whereas Podkolzin, he's only played 20 fewer games than him, but you can send him down because he doesn't have to go through waivers. So it's a combination of age and or games played. Now, the 5 Canucks players that did go through waivers and all made it through. So the Canucks didn't lose any of these 5 guys. Jet Wu, Matt Irwin, Sheldon Dries, Jack Rathbone, and Zach Sawchenko. So let's talk about each of these 5 really quickly. Jet Wu, drafted in 2018, the same year that we drafted Quinn Hughes, and a lot of potential at the time. I know I kind of compared him to like a Kevin Bieksa type player, old school, stay at home, decent skater, but really, really able to stand up for teammates and things like that. But he simply hasn't progressed. He actually had one good year after he got drafted, and it's kind of regressed since then. And I just don't know if an NHL career is in Jet Wu's card. So Jet Wu will be in Abbotsford to start the season. Yes, Fitness, you're asking how do waivers work? Basically, at the end of the season, they go in reverse order. So the worst team last year is the first priority, and you rank 1 through 32. Then let's say one player goes on waivers. For instance, let's say Vasily Podkolzin, Niels Höglander goes on waivers, and if the worst team in the league last year, for instance, was Arizona, I'm not sure if they were actually, then if they claim him, they get him because they're in their first pick. If they don't claim him, it goes to the second team. Did they claim him? No. Third team, so on and so forth, until one guy clears. Then as soon as you claim a guy, then you get sent down to the bottom of the order, 32nd. So you can't just use your worst placing from last year and get all the best guys on waivers. Not that there are a lot of good players on waivers, but once in a while you're able to find some guys, especially from teams that are overly deep. But once you use your waiver claim, then you get dropped to the bottom of that list, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Matt Irwin, I thought he would get claimed just because he's played a lot of games in the NHL, and I think he would have been a great depth piece for someone. But no, he is not claimed. Maybe people thought that he's on the downside of his career because he is a little bit older. So Matt Irwin also not claimed on waivers. How old is Irwin? I'm just looking it up right now. Irwin is, he's getting up there. 35 years old, makes $775,000. Third player, Sheldon Dries. This is a guy who I did thought was going to get picked up. He is only 29, so he's kind of in the middle. Only makes $762,000 on a 1-year contract, and I think he could be a depth piece, whether he's a 13th forward or a 4th line center, whatever it may be. But I guess if you can't make the Canucks, then you're probably not good enough to make a lot of teams. So Sheldon Dries also going to Abbotsford to provide some depth down there. Then you have Jack Rathbone. Now here's the one, you guys know how high I've been on Jack Rathbone. So I was surprised that he got through. I've seen other people on Twitter say, why are we surprised? He hasn't really progressed either. Kind of like he's regressed as well. He's had a few chances to make this team and he never has. So again, if he can't make the Canucks, why would another team try and claim him, especially a team that's deeper? So Jack Rathbone, he might get a call up. He might not. We'll see. But he is going to Abbotsford. And then Zach Sawchenko, one of our goalies. We have 5 in the system now. With Spencer Martin getting claimed by Columbus, it's Demko, it's DeSmith, it's Shilovs is number 3. And then one of Sawchenko or Tolopilo will be in Abbotsford with Artur Shilovs. And then the other one will likely go to our ECHL affiliate. So we'll see. So really no surprise that any of these, I'm a little bit surprised that a couple of these guys didn't get claimed, but I guess the overall quality of player on waivers by definition is they didn't make your roster. So unless there's a existing relationship or you kind of want to take a chance on someone, then waivers is you don't have to give up any assets. So usually when you put a guy through waivers, you try and get you kind of make a trade for him first. Trade that person away so you at least get an asset. That's why we heard that the Canucks were trying to trade Spencer Martin, but because no one was offering anything likely for Spencer Martin, then they had to do the inevitable, put him on waivers, and because of his pedigree, he did get claimed by the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team that's weaker than the Vancouver Canucks. So usually, if you can't make the Canucks, then you're going to go likely to a team that is lower than you in overall quality and standings. I know a couple of you are asking about the defenseman from Ottawa, and Parker and I spoke about him at length on Canucks After Dark. Really interesting 2018 draft pick, 26th overall by the Ottawa Senators. And as Ricky said, is Jacob Bernard Docker. I think he's 26th or 28th overall in 2018. Right shot D, stay-at-home D-man. But I agree with Ricky. The Canucks are, because they finished 11th from the bottom, they're 11th in waivers standings right now and waiver placing. So that means this guy would have to get through 10 teams before he gets to the Canucks. And remember, he's not going on waivers until tomorrow morning because the Sens announced it tonight. So Bernard Docker will go on waivers tomorrow morning, and then we'll find out on Wednesday if he gets claimed by any team out there. So kind of interesting, but we will see what happens with them. So not a lot of Canucks news. Oh, I almost missed a donation, but I never miss donations. Legendary Lucas Gates says our ECHL affiliate is the Kalamazoo Wings. That's good to know. So yeah, we'll see some players that don't even make Abbotsford go down to Kalamazoo for sure. Gerald said not necessarily Columbus used their waiver spot. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's not 10 teams ahead of us. Yeah. Or maybe a different 10. I don't know. But I hear what you're saying. But yeah, very unlikely that Jacob Bernard Docker gets through all the way to Vancouver. Thank you, Lucas. Give Lucas some love in the chat for sure. Well deserved. Thank you for the donation. And tonight, because there's not a lot of Canucks news aside. Well, we can talk about practice. Actually, that's what we can do. We can talk about practice real quick, and then we'll turn it over to you for your questions. With the Canucks, Pettersson was not at practice today, but don't worry. Apparently, he was simply under the weather, so no harm, no foul. It's still preseason, so Pettersson wasn't at practice today. I'm trying to see who else, what else I can tell you about practice today. The lines themselves, they weren't much different from what we've seen for sure. But with PD not at practice, so then, well, I guess they're a little bit different because now you had someone who usually is not going to play on the first line was filling in on the first line today. So at practice, I'm just pulling it up right now. The lines were, if I can find it, I think Jack Stanika was skating on the top line today. Yes, here we go. So Stanika was on the top line with Kuzmenko and then Beauvillier, and then Mikheyev, still in a non-contact jersey, was there. Then same second line of Miller, Besser, Di Giuseppe. Third line of Suter, Garland, and Joshua, who takes the place of Hoglander, who gets demoted to the fourth line to play with Bluger and Neil Zaman. So Hollingworth takes Stanika's spot on the fourth line. Joshua takes Hogglander's spot on the third line, and then Stanika jumps all the way to the top, only because PD was out today. Then you still had Hughes with McWard. You had Susie with Hronik, not Cole with Hronik. Susie with Hronik, Cole with Myers, and then Willan and Breesbaugh and Juleson as your fourth pairing. Those guys rotating through. So as I've always said, even with McCabe, the Canucks are at 25 players, so they have to get rid. They're going to have to cut one forward and one defenseman. Likely it's going to be Neil Zaman because he doesn't need waivers. And then you take your pick between Willan, Breesbaugh, and Juleson, who they end up cutting of those guys. So tonight, this is what I'm going to do. Because we didn't do any Ask Me Anything yesterday. Yeah, practice? We talking about practice? This is what we're going to do. We are going to do your Canucks questions for about 15 minutes. Then I will do some Ask Me Anything for 10 minutes tonight. So we'll have a nice 40-minute show because we're starting a bit late. I do want to wrap up before midnight. So let's do that. I'll do my mid-show sponsor read right now. Then we'll do Canucks questions, and then we will do Ask Me Anything for 10 minutes tonight. So shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. Check them out at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the URL, tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi purchase. A couple other reminders. My 12-hour live stream is October 14th before the Canucks Oilers game. If you're looking to buy Canucks tickets, send me an email to canuckclay@gmail.com. And shows this week, we have today, and then the remaining shows are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, all at 11 p.m. Once again, mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, like the video, leave a donation like Lucas has done, gift a membership like Carol has done. You can become your own member, upgrade your membership, and if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So for the next 10 or 12 minutes, let's do Canucks and hockey-related questions. Let's do that first. Let's do Canucks and hockey-related questions. And as Kaya said, make sure that you are coming to the 12-hour live stream. All right, let's go. As an evergreen video idea, would you ever do an expansion draft video for a hypothetical fictional club? Not my cup of tea, admittedly, Lucas, because then you have to predict the protected roster spots for all 32 teams. I'm interested in that kind of thing, but I'm not sure if I'm interested enough to do a video on it. Good idea, though. Prices at the arena for food is ridiculous. We'll have to compare Friday when I'm at the game, but can't believe prices got jacked up. Oh, so prices even went up, Justin. I didn't notice when I was at the game on Saturday because I didn't pay for anything. So I'm sure I'll notice when I go this Friday if I'm paying for stuff. Does Casey DeSmith get one more full game before the season starts? Was very impressed. Yeah, I could see him getting one and Demko getting one. I could see DeSmith actually playing tomorrow, Wednesday in Abbotsford, and then Demko getting the last one. Why are so many prospects borderline on making the team? Why aren't they developing? What's the reason? Every prospect is like fringe NHLers. Oh, yeah, I think our really good prospects are still 1 or 2 years away. DPD, Lander, Lekaramaki. I hear what you're saying. And there's kind of this glut right now where the prospects right now are simply not good enough. So I hear what you're saying. So they're kind of deepening their prospect pool, but it's not the strongest prospect pool, I will admit. How many more tough decisions? Well, I don't know if you call them tough, Fangirl, but they do got to trim the roster by 2 more. Is McCord considered a rookie? Yes, because I think he only played 5 games last year. Percent that McCord makes the team, I'm putting it at 70%. I think he will make the team. Especially if you see him play with Hughes again in one of the next 2 games, I think he will make the team. Kai, I'm saying 15 goals, which is the combination of the 7 and the 8 that he's got the last 2 seasons. Do I think the failure to develop meaningful prospects comes from the development team or the poor scouting when drafting? I'd say if I had to blame one more than the other, I'd say it's the scouting more than the development team because you can only develop who you've picked, if that makes sense. So I would go, but I think the development team a little bit too. That's why they've made such a concerted effort to improve it. So I'd say it's a bit of column A, a bit of column B, but if I had to pick one, I'd say the drafting. Why don't they put Hughes and Hronek together? Yeah, I think what they want to do, Fitness, is make sure that there's a puck mover on each of your top two pairings. And Hronek by far is the second best puck moving defenseman on the team. So that's maybe why you want them on separate pairings. Do I think Quinny Hughes will finish a point per game? I do. I do think he'll get more than 80 points this season. $9 for a hot dog. What the heck? Will McCord make the cut and stay with Huggy? I think right now he has the inside track to do so. They haven't played anyone else with Hughes in the pre. Or did Juleson get one game with them? No, maybe not. My hot take with the PK and the structure: do the Canucks finish with the top three of the division? No, I don't think so. I think they will get a wild card spot though. Prospect pool is weak. Dismissed was so great in net when they played Edmonton. He's the kind of backup Demko needs. Yeah. A bona fide NHL backup. Do you think DP and Lekkerimäki need a season or two in Abbotsford to get used to the North American ice and play style? Yeah, I don't see either of them jumping straight to Vancouver. I think at least one season in Abbey whenever they get there. We are probably one of the weakest prospect pools in the league, even with Verlander and PD and Lekkerimäki. I agree. If you could implement a new league rule or change, what would you implement? What I would do is somehow shrink or the time it takes to review offside calls or go back to no replay on the offside calls unless it's an egregious mistake. Then you have to, of course, define what egregious means. But that's what I would do is take that out of the game or somehow limit its power and its time. Thoughts on the Canucks hiring a sports psychologist for their prospects or physiologists? Seems like Podkolzin and Rathbone, all the shortcomings are mental related. People overlook how imprinted the game is. I've seen that a little bit, Fitness, on Twitter as well, given Podkolzin and how much we want him to succeed. And the Canucks have used them before, so why not? Why not? All right, Shannon, have fun. Enjoy your time in Parksville. After watching other teams play the preseason games, I actually think the Canucks are looking pretty decent. I think people should stop being so negative. Well, Murray, I hear you, but let's wait until the regular season starts because preseason, it's so hard to judge for sure. Prediction for the first month of the season. I think they come home with a winning record after the road. I sure hope so. How many games do they have in the first month? Like 7? Let's say they're 4-2-1. Wishful thinking. Maybe they're probably playing more than that. Maybe they play 10 games. No, that's a lot. 8 games? Whatever. There'll be 2 games over 500. I do think Quinn can break 10. I think he can get to 15. I really do. Patterson, 40 plus. I think he's going to be right around that mark, Kaya, 40 or so. Do I think Bear will be signed and playing by game 1? No, I don't think he's even healthy enough to be playing by game 1. He's looking at a December return, Jay. Bigger disappointment, Juolevi or Virtanen? Well, that's tough. Juolevi was 5th overall. Virtanen was 6th overall. You can look back-to-back years at all the guys picked after them. I think Juolevi, because Virtanen actually had an almost decent NHL career. I think Juolevi is the bigger disappointment. I think very hood rule is have an over and back in overtime. That way you can't just take it back like they do 20 times per overtime. Yeah, I hear what you're saying is once you get past the center line, you can't go back in. You can still reset in the neutral zone, I guess. Makes it a little bit crazy. I still think there's enough back and forth in OT. And it's strategic, obviously, so you get your line change in. When are you coming for a Canucks Kraken game? I don't think it's going to happen this year, Angus. I was looking at the schedule. I don't think the timing works out for me, but we'll see. Juolevi as a player, Virtanen as a person. Players need to vacation with Kuzmenko and Bally. We'll see. We'll see if it worked out. Good night, Coach Rob. The Oilers' offense is the best in the league, but their D and goaltending need work. I feel the Canucks will be better in both areas. At least we don't have Nurse making $9 million. Yeah, but we also don't have McDavid and Draisaitl. Arizona has until January to either find a new arena site or Suns Arena in Phoenix or get relocated. Is that enough time for the team? I don't think it's going to happen. They've had so much time already. Who's your unexpected breakout team or player? How about Buffalo or Ottawa as a breakout team? Let's try them. Not sold on McWard with Hughes. I was at the game on Saturday and he looked okay, but someone who should be in the top four. Maybe you mean someone who shouldn't be in the top four. Yeah, McWard did take, I was at the game too. McWard did take 3 minor penalties. Paul Coffey got 48 goals. Wow. Do you think Miller will get over under 83? I think he'll get slightly under, but very close. Coyotes are as good as dead. Players should look at selling houses. Irwin cleared. Yes. Irwin, all of them. Irwin, Wu, Rathbone, Dries, Sawchenko. Who will play more NHL games, Yolevi or Rathbone? I think Yolevi, which is not good for Rathbone. 9 games in October, 4 home and 5, so they can finish 5-3-1. Yep, 2 games over 500 would be great, Gerald. Take care, Angus. Irwin was awesome with the team. Rathbone was decent. Well, yeah, Irwin only played a couple games, right? Or if one. If you had to start an NHL franchise right now and had to pick one player not named McDavid or Makar, who would you pick? Not named McDavid or Makar. I'm going either Matthew Tkachuk or Nathan McKinnon. Downtown will be busy Friday night with the Canucks and Lions. Yes, I know. I kind of want to go to the Lions game, but I have tickets to the Canucks game, and I can't really trade them or do anything with them because I traded my regular seats in 319 for handicap seating. So we'll see what happens. Utah or Houston Coyotes? Houston Coyotes has a nice ring to it, actually. Arizona has to relocate to Salt Lake, have the inside track, or Kansas City. I don't know. In fact, I really don't know. Sawchenko was decent. I haven't. Total Appeal, I think, is a bit better, but yeah. Who will be the bigger sleeper this year? Druin with the Avs or Tarasenko with the Sens? I think. Druin with the Avs. Well, the Avs are a bit better team, so let's go Druin. But Tarasenko's definitely got more pedigree for sure. Yeah, with Ekblad and Montour are both hurt. OEL is going to get a lot of minutes. I think he'll do fine. But I think we got to keep his situation in context for sure. Relocate back to Canada, bring back the Nordiques. I'd be all for that. Do I still see the defense still good enough for the Canucks to make the playoffs? I think it's going to be their biggest question mark, but I think they have enough good goaltending, and if they get enough offense, and they have decent parts of D, their top 4 is okay. I would, I think they'll make the playoffs. I do. Rosiero, I'm going to answer this in a minute. Okay, I'll just do it right now. It's kind of cheating if I say Coke, right? Because I do like Coke as well. I like iced tea. Shirley Temples. If the Coyotes were to relocate out, I think the club should either be the Utah Vipers or the reborn Houston Aeros. Nice. If Houston gets an NHL team, it'll be the Aeros. There we go. Yes or no? Does Bedard win an MVP in the next 5 years? No. I think he'll be great. He'll be maybe a top 10 player, but I'm not sure if he's going to be an MVP. Not when you have McDavid, Makar, Matthews, those type of guys in the league. Yeah, I do see a world where Myers redeems himself. He's obviously going to be saddled or thought of with that big contract, but I know Talcott really likes him. Houston for a relocation. Fantasy draft is Saturday. What is your best advice for picking players? Is it a keeper league, Ricky? Probably not, right? It's just one season. Then throw loyalty out the window. Don't pick Canucks too high. That's my advice. Oil and Forsling just have to survive and keep Panthers afloat until Ekblad and Montour return. Arizona would become Houston. I don't think Houston scored 20. I think he's going to get to 15. Hot take, Bedard scores 70 in the next 5 years. I don't see that happening. 70 goals, that's a lot. Does Demko get over 40 wins? Not on his own. I think he'll get 30, and then you get DeSmith to get the other 12 or 13. Well, McDavid's got 3 more years, but there's always pressure there. I think if Quinn shoots the puck more like he has in the past few games, he could hit the 20-goal mark. That's fair. That's very fair. right, last two, and then we'll go to Ask Me Anything. So I'll change the banner right now. We're going to move to Ask Me Anything. I'm going to be ruthless. No more Canucks or hockey-related questions. No more. If the Canucks relocate, one thing this club should do is clean house Winnipeg style. Bring in your own staff. And then I'm finally back from Toronto, so I don't have to stay up to 2 a.m. Well, thank you, William, for that effort. And yes, now you're only staying up till 11:30 as opposed to 2:30. So you guys not going to go any more Canucks or hockey-related questions. Sorry, I had to cut it off somewhere. So we're going to go Ask Me Anything for the next 5 or 7 minutes, and then we will wind up. This is sort of hockey-related, but it's, am I going to the home opener? No, I'm not third. Wednesday nights, I'm at my church running their religious ed program, so I will not be going to the home opener. But I am going to the 27th against St. Louis and the 28th against the Rangers. Okay, so let's go 5 or 7 minutes. Ask me anything. No Canucks or hockey related questions. Well, you can ask them, but I'm not going to answer them. Do I like Italian food? I do. It's my second favorite food behind Japanese food. I used to work in an Italian restaurant. Used to mess people up seeing the Asian busboy in an Italian restaurant. But yes, I do like Italian food very much. Linguine vongole is my favorite. If I were an MLB player in the playoffs, would you rather face a team known to cheat or a team that has star players? I kind of want to beat the cheating team. As long as they're not cheating this year and I beat them, that's what I'd want to do, because I'd probably lose to the team that has star players. If you could pick one skill for each family member that you wish they had, what would they be and what? So you pick one skill that you wish they had. So Justin, I'm presuming you're saying that it's something they don't have right now or that they could be better at, right? That's what you're saying? Not what's one skill that they have that I want. It's one skill that you wish they had, not that I wish I had. Okay. I'm just making it clear. I want, I'm going to say this without getting in trouble. It's okay. They don't watch my streams anyways. I want Gail to be more athletic just so we can enjoy more sports together. I'd want Sean to be less messy. Skill. An actual skill. Maybe I want Love Jacob to learn how to cook. And these are all stuff that I'm messy, just so it's not pot and kettle. I'm messy and I can't cook. And I think I'm athletic, even though I'm sitting here nursing a ruptured Achilles tendon. So more athletic for Gail, less messy for Sean. That's not really a skill. So the skill, I guess, is cleaning up. More cooking for Jake. And for Kayla, one skill. A skill. Kayla's really, well, all the kids are really good at everything. For Kayla, maybe, oh, that's a tough one. For Kayla. A skill for Kayla. Because there's nothing that I've had to talk to her about getting better at. Maybe time management, but no, her time management is pretty good. Justin, that's a great question. I'm gonna get back to that one about Kayla. I can't duck this. For Kayla, let's say one skill I wish she had. Wow. She's messy too, like Sean. Let's just say better time management in the mornings, because it's always a bit of a rush in the morning. Great question. I just spent like 2 minutes thinking about that one. That was good. On the flip side of the rumored NBA relocation candidates, if the Grizzlies aren't available, would you want the Pelicans if they became available to relocate? I would take any team here in Vancouver, quite frankly, Lucas. I would. Take care, DSS. Advice for my son bowling wise. He uses the rails up for bowling. I can show you videos. Well, it depends how old he is. But Lyndon, my boys run the JR Pro Shop YouTube video, and they got tips on there all the time. So advice for your son bowling, it really depends on how old he is. Because if he's really small right now, I don't want to say too much. So let me know how old he is, Lyndon. It's fine to use the rails. Unless he's like 18 years old, then I think he's a little old. Have I tried Jollibee? I have. I'm not a fan. Highly overrated. Yeah, I think it's a bit overrated. It's fine. It's chicken. Thoughts on the Taylor Swift stuff? Chiefs my favorite team, and I can't watch anymore because of it. Really has been super annoying. The whole game is about her. Yeah, I could do without the cutaways to her. I was explaining to Gail and Kayla how the NFL is such a marketing machine, yet it's dwarfed in size to compared to the Swifties, and that whole nuance of the Swifties thinking that Taylor Swift is making Travis Kelce relevant, even though he's one of the most popular players. It's just so funny. Just so funny. I don't mind it. It's got people talking, and maybe some Swifties become football fans, and some NFL fans become Taylor Swift fans. I don't care. I really don't care. Yes, hope the Blue Jays do well as well. Leg is doing fine. Thank you. I'm actually seeing my doctor tomorrow to get him to sign off on my handicap parking pass application. And I also want a second opinion. I've talked many times of how my orthopedic surgeon's very, very conservative. And I'm starting week 8 now. And I've read a lot where I should be able to at least do some partial weight bearing. So I might spend the week getting a couple second opinions for sure. Taylor Swift is going to do to Kelce what Jessica Simpson did to Tony Romo in their career. If the NBA said Vancouver needs to build a new arena and get a team, would you support higher taxes to build the arena? Is it bad if I say yes? Is it bad if I say yes? Gail is going to kill you. Nah, she knows. Gail always says the kids can have my athletic ability, my brains, my personality, my musical ability, my public speaking, as long as they get her looks. That was her only caveat. If Vancouver was in the running for an MLB team, where would they build a stadium? Yeah, it can't be Nat Bailey. You could use BC Place, but it's so ugly for baseball. I don't know. Where's their land? I don't know. Kelce has won 2 Super Bowls. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you? I've always liked Arizona. I know Gail might vote for Manila, but maybe not. I really like Sweden when I was there. I don't know much about South America. I've never been to Australia. Not sure if I want another Asian country. Yeah, but maybe somewhere in Europe or Asia. But I don't have a really good answer. I'm sort of well traveled, but not really. I've done some speaking, South Africa, places like that. I've gone traveling. Jacob's Bowling's taken us to Sweden and Peru, which has been great. So I had to think about that. There's nowhere that I totally desired to move away to, admittedly. If I was in the NHL, I'd want to play with McDavid. I'd just pass in the puck, and then I'd go for a line change, and then I'd get an assist, hopefully. Yeah, depends what the dates are of fitness, but I'd be interested in going to Lions playoff games for sure. I'm debuting the intro on Monday night. Next Monday. No, next Sunday. No. Sometime next week, because I just realized I might not do a stream on Sunday night, the 8th, now that I think about it. Monday the 9th might be rushed after Canucks. We'll see. It'll be sometime next week. Who is the best cook? Kayla and Sean can both cook. Jacob, useless when it comes to cooking. But Kayla and Sean can both cook. I'd say Kayla probably has the most potential. Oh, it's a big kid for his age. Yeah, JR Pro Shop, please do. Google it for sure. You'll love it. Growing up, my favorite sport to play was probably volleyball. It's the sport that I was the most proficient in, for sure. Would I eat food cooked by Patrick Line at the air fryer? Sure, why not? Best of 7, life depend on it. Could you best Jacob and Bowling? Life depend on it. Nope. Even if my life depended on it, best of 7, I might sneak out one game if I get really hot or if he has an off game, but he's simply too much better than me, especially over a 7-game series. Hey, Wolf Girl, nothing wrong with rewatching. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. No, I only played roller hockey and street hockey, never played ice hockey. How much can I bench? What does it look like, fitness? Nothing. My upper body is so weak. My lower body is, despite the torn Achilles, my lower body is strong. I got big butt. I got big leg muscles, but my arms and my chest are not strong at all. So I don't even know how much I can bench. Maybe the bench, the bar. I mean, not the bench. MLB Stadium would have to be at Vancouver Waterfront. Only space left. Played center, left wing as a righty. Nice. Provincial bowler and Special Olympics. That's awesome, Tyler. Other than the occasional Pepsi, how do you discipline yourself so well to avoid sweets? Is it more mental strategies and it's not easy? I know. Yeah, I do eat sweets, but not a lot. I like more salty. Like I like chips and pretzels more than I like chocolate or ice cream or cake, so to speak. So I'm not sure if I don't sure if I discipline myself well. When I'm in my fitness kicks, I take out sugar and take out the sweets, which is pretty good. So I can do it. But I'm still a sucker for a piece of chocolate once in a while, or sour soothers. Sour candies actually are my favorite sweets for sure. So I'm not sure if I can really answer this fairly, but I do know that because I'm not exercising a lot because of my leg, that I do have to watch what I'm eating, and especially and drinking, although I still drink a lot of pop because it's not gonna be hard to work the calories off for sure. Yes, you do need to bowl for sure. My kids do not play hockey. Sean was very good at street hockey, but no, they don't skate well. I would support a Montreal team if they got the Expos back. I like the Expos more than I like the Blue Jays. Gary Carter, Andre Dawson. Waiting patiently for the new intro. What time do I usually sleep? Between 1 and 2 a.m. What time do I usually wake up? Between 7 and 7:30 a.m. So I get about 5 to 6 hours a night. Would I rather go to New Zealand to watch a rugby game or Sweden for SHL? I'd rather go to New Zealand for the rugby, even though I like hockey more than rugby, because I think the atmosphere will be better. And I've never been in New Zealand, and I have been to Sweden. Ever block someone on this chat? Not on this chat, Fitness. Hopefully you're not trying to be the first. I'm just kidding. But I have blocked people on my YouTube channel for sure. Like a difference of opinion is fine. I like differences of opinion, but racist, sexist, homophobic remarks, those are just stupid. So no, I've never blocked someone in the chat. The moderators, we've had some big streams in the past where they've had to help me out though, for sure. Yes, on Twitter I block. I don't get overly sensitive or defensive, so I give people a bit of a leash or a rope, whatever you want to say. But then I'm not afraid to block people as well. I have been to Alaska. Back in high school, I was in, where were we? Well, I've been there twice on a high school band trip, and then part of a cruise. So I didn't back a few years ago as well. I played rugby. My position was hooker. If you played rugby, yes, because otherwise I wouldn't want to say anything about being a hooker. A sport you've never watched live before. Never seen rugby live, like a professional. I've seen like high school rugby. Never seen cricket live. Maybe those are two professional sports that I haven't seen live. Bieksa blocking me. Was it the story of Bieksa blocking me? Yeah. I guess he didn't like the song I wrote about him. Yeah, on the way out, let's bump it up. Let's get the 28 likes to 35. Let's see if we get 7 more likes in the next 2 minutes. How did you feel when the Canucks traded away Trevor Linden? I know I said no Canucks questions, but really quickly, I will answer this one for you, Derek. I was sad when he got traded, but that was a messy time. And when he returned, I was happy. I was hopeful for him, but I don't think it's the worst trade the Canucks have ever made. They've made some pretty bad ones, like the Cam Neely one was pretty bad. I blocked someone on Twitter, a scammer tried to scam me. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good discretion there, or discernment. I was tight head peep. I don't even know what that means. Okay, last 2 minutes. Least favorite sport. I don't enjoy baseball. I understand it. I've been to it live, but I just don't. And then now I'm mad at softball because of what happened to me. So from a prominent sport, probably baseball or soccer, with all respect to people who like those sports, I just don't derive a lot of enjoyment out of watching them. Least favorite musical artists. Don't like heavy metal. Not really into country, but I wouldn't say there's no one that I don't like. Okay, Marilyn Manson. I didn't like him. Have BX and you made up on good terms since? Well, he's unblocked me, but it's not like we talk or anything like that. If BX saw you in real life, what do you think he would say? Presuming for your question that he knows who I am and what I do, I think he would just say, keep on doing your videos and did you think it was funny when I blocked you because of your song? Maybe that's what he'd say. I don't know. Maybe he asked me why I'm so good looking. One of those two things. Favorite movie genre? Thrillers for sure. Thrillers. Where do you see your channel in 2 years? Still on YouTube. I see it in 2 years, maybe having between 13 to 14,000 followers, not like 20 or anything like that. And because I won't be studying in 2 years, I'll be done next year. I actually have big plans to, not this season, but the season after, to try some really, really neat things with it. Don't know what those plans are yet, but I will have more time and energy to devote to growing the channel. So I don't want to say holding pattern, but for one more year, I think the channel will kind of be how you see it right now, because I can't devote as much time as I want to it. But as soon as I turn 50 in June, I'll have my master's degree. I'll have more time, technically more spare time. I really want to take this channel to new heights starting next season. No, Indigo, the latest stream I'd say I've done, the 24-hour stream I did basically 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I went through the night. That was in October 2021. And then I've also done a couple streams that I've started after midnight. I think I did a couple of birthday streams. Silly. One of them, I think I even dressed up in a suit. But I've done birthday streams for myself, celebrating myself, starting at midnight and going to about 1 or 1:30. But this one, yeah, usually I try and the 11 o'clock, so I try and wrap up by 11:40. And then if it's 11:15 start, then sometimes I'll bleed over to midnight. And last two, Kaya says, studying what? I'm doing a master in arts, specializing in pastoral theology. So basically helping me do better in my work with the Catholic Church. And I'm taking it online from the Augustine Institute, a Catholic college out of Denver. So I've done it for 4 years. I'm in my last year right now. Then Kaya says, wow, Clay, you look good for almost being 50. Well, you don't even have to say for almost being 50. You can just say you look good. But thank you, Kaya. Same to you. Yeah, and I think I'm in decent shape. Not the best shape, obviously, with my ruptured Achilles, but I think I'm in good shape. And I look young. I look a bit younger. I'm losing a bit of my hair, you can see, but I think I do look younger than 49 for sure. How do you do the 12 or 24-hour streams? Food, bathroom break? Yeah, I have Gail and the kids bring food to me. I usually take a 5-minute break at the end of every hour. So Ricky, like, for instance, from 3:55 to 4, I'll take 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 minute screen. Then I'll go use the washroom. And then there was one time where I gave Sean and Jake a whole hour of my stream, and then I ate some Japanese food. I ate my dinner. It was like at 1 a.m. or something. They took like a crazy time, and I was able to eat a meal while they were on the stream. Great questions. Ever thought of having guests on from the chat? I've fitness on this channel. I've called a lot of people before, whether they're contest winners or their birthdays or whatever. So I've done phone calls, but I've never brought them on. I usually don't bring them on from a video perspective, just because you simply never know which way that's going to go. Maybe it'll be more, some people, I think, actually, let's do this. We're still going for a couple more minutes. Let's do this. I'm going to say this. Should I interview subscribers on the show? So I'm going to ask you, should I interview subscribers on the show? Some of you might say, yes, it's really cool. We get to know some of the people that support you or in this community, but others might simply say, that's not why I'm here, quite frankly, or I'm not sure how some of these people are going to be entertaining. Whatever. Put your answer in there. We'll let it go for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Hey, Joaquin or Joachim or Joaquin, nice to see you. Yeah, you're probably 8 or 9. It's probably 8 or 9 in the morning out there. On Friday, I'm sitting in the wheelchair section, 317, Justin. So I'll text you before then for sure. Oh, thank you, Lyndon. You're very kind. Kelowna represent, indeed. I thought you were in my late 30s. Kaya, you are my new favorite. Well, everyone's my favorite person here, but you are among my favorites for sure. Tyler's birthday is November 4. Awesome. You don't need hair club for men yet. Thank you, Jason, for that. All right, now everyone's telling me their birthday. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you guys, I haven't invited any of you to be in it. I'm asking you if I should. I think everyone offering themselves. All right, let's end this poll and let's end this stream. Well, it's almost unanimous. 96% of you, 95% of you are saying I should start So maybe that's something I will do is once in a while, I'll bring a subscriber onto the stream, but we will see. We will see. I was so surprised when you said you're turning 50. It's true, Kai. In fact, if you look up, okay, I'll put one thing. No. If you look up Clay Road to 40, I actually have a video up on YouTube about, this is how conceited I am. For my 40th birthday 9 years ago, I threw myself a party, like a party where I invited like 60 friends, paid for their dinner. But then I had them roast me. So tell funny stories about me, embarrassing stories. If you actually look up Clay Road to 40 roast, you will see it actually. You know what I'm gonna do? This just shows how conceited I am. I'm actually gonna put it in the chat, and if you want to watch it after the stream, then go ahead and do so. So what I just put in the chat is highlights from my 40th birthday party 9 years ago, and who knows? Maybe when I have my 50th birthday party next summer, some of you will be on it. Spartan, surprised that the age gap. Yeah, I'm basically old enough to be Parker's dad, and I don't mean that to be a creep. It's true. Honestly, you don't look 40. Oh, you guys are so nice. The 13th day before your big stream. So Canucks fan, your birthday is a day before my 12-hour stream. Birthday bash with the CCC. Clay, can you name a Canuck the same age as you? How old is Kirk McLean? How old is Kirk McLean? Oh, no, he's 57. So who's younger than McLean? How old is Trevor Linden? No, he's 53. Okay, I'm getting closer. How old is who's younger than Linden? Naslin's early 40s, right? Oh, Naslin's 50. So I'm getting close. Naslin's only a year older than me. So then who's around Naslin's age? Morrison. Oh, so I had Naslin at 50, born in 73. I had Morrison born in 75. So I'm Todd Bertuzzi, 75. Dang it. I'm off by a year. Okay, I'll have to look at it another time. But yes, those are some of them. Jason pipes in, stop drinking soda and you look 10 years younger. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate that. Self-confidence is very important to success. Looks like you've mastered it. Yeah, for better, for worse fitness, I think my ego or confidence or self-esteem is pretty good. I'll put it that way. But in all seriousness, I'm not afraid to poke fun at myself and to make fun of myself. I'm not. I always say that I have a lot of serious responsibilities, but I don't take myself too seriously. Friends, it's time for me to go. I can't believe I've gone for 55 minutes today already. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Moderators, thank you for helping keep this a safe space. We have legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support as always. And to everyone else, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone who subscribed, liked the video, and has stuck around tonight, I always appreciate you as well. We also had Carol gift a membership and Lucas give 2 donations tonight. So thank you for that, supporting me in that way. And yeah, don't forget, my next show is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. I'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, all at 11. No Canucks game before that. And then the next game for the Canucks is this Wednesday. Don't forget, if you want Canucks tickets, email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. And yes, if you're really bored, click on that link that I'll pin right now. And that is indeed my Road to 40 roast, a party that I threw for myself in honor of myself. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, or gift a membership. Thank you to Jason Lim and Advanced City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Thanks for being here. It is well past midnight. We are into Tuesday. And if you're watching from somewhere else around the world, it's already Tuesday for you. And thanks again. Have a great night. Stay safe. stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. A polar bear walked into a bar and says to the bartender, "I'll have a rum and Coke." The bartender looks at the polar bear and says, "Well, what's with the big paws?" And the bear shrugs and says, "I was born with them." God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.